আসসালামু আলাইকুম। এটা আমাদের দ্বিতীয় ভিডিও যে টপিক ওয়াইজ কোশ্চেন সলভের প্রিভিয়াস 5টা বছরের প্রশ্ন। অ্যান্ড আমরা এটা দেখাচ্ছি মেইনলি কেমব্রিজ ও লেভেলের নেক্সট সেশনের পরীক্ষার্থীদের জন্য। সো আমরা ফাংশন নিয়ে কাজ করছিলাম। সো উই আপলোডেড এ ভিডিও অন লাস্ট উইক। সো দিস ইজ দ্য সেকেন্ড ভিডিও আই থিঙ্ক। আজকে আমরা সলভ করবো মেইনলি দুইটা কোশ্চেন। 4037-এর পেপার ওয়ান ভ্যারিয়েন্টের একটা কোয়েশ্চেন 2024-এ আসছিল অক্টোবর নভেম্বর, অ্যান্ড দ্য সেকেন্ড ওয়ান পেপার টু ভ্যারিয়েন্ট 3 অক্টোবর নভেম্বর, এটাও 24-24-এ এসেছিল। সো দ্য ফার্স্ট ওয়ান ইজ লুক অ্যাট ইট। সো উই হ্যাভ টু কম্পাউন্ড ফাংশনের একটা সলিউশন করতে হবে। সো গিভেন দ্যাট g of x is equals to 2x plus 1 to the power half plus 4. So we have to find g of x. So just keep this in mind. In the place of x, we have to put the whole value of gx. Okay. So now, on the place of x, there should be 2x plus 1 to the power half plus 4 plus 1. Okay. So the whole thing should be in is equals plus 4, and it's given that it's equals to 9. Okay. So then 2 times 2x plus 1 to the power half plus 4 plus 1 to the power of half equals to 9 minus 4 equals to 5. We don't need to write these things, so it should be 5. Okay, and now we have to just keep this in mind. The whole this half, that is square root, is over the whole thing, so we have to make a square. So 2 times 2x plus 1 half plus 4 plus 1 equals to 25, and then so 2 times 2x plus 1 half plus 4 is equals to 24, because 25 minus 1, 24, and then 24 over 2, it should be 12, because 24 on 2 equals to 12. So 2x plus 1 half is equals to 12 minus 4. So 2x plus 1 to the power half equals to 8, and now we have to put another square to cancel, to balance this root over or half. It should be 2x plus 1 is equals to 64. So 2x is equals to 63. So x should be is equals to 63 on 2, or decimal it should 31.5, the value of x. Okay, so it's done. And the next one is that the function f is defined by, okay, for all real values of x, it's defined for all real values of x. There is no restriction on that thing. Write the f of x in the form of, so যখন এরকম দেখতে পাবা, we have to look for completing square format. Okay, so now it's given that f of x is equals to 1 minus 4x minus x squared. So just take the negative sign. So x squared plus 4x minus 1. Okay, so now we will try to squared plus 2 times x times 2. So to make it a plus b whole squared, so we have to take a 2 squared there. Okay, and minus 1 minus, because the 2 squared, this 2 squared is extra. we have taken this to convert into the format, okay, so that we can get a plus b or a minus b whole square. So it will be x plus 2 whole squared minus 1 minus 4. So finally we get it, uh, 5 minus plus 2 whole squared. So we can write that the whole thing as f of x is equals to 5 minus 2 whole squared. So if we compare this, we can write that a is equals to 5 and b is equals to 2. Okay. Okay, now we have to find the range of f. Okay, I'm just adding a page here so that I can do the whole math in detail form. Okay. Okay, given that this is the question number B, find the range of f. So given that f of x is equals to 5 minus x plus 2 whole squared, and we can say that this is the value of y. Okay, now if we look at a okay, this is actually a parabolic equation and the equation is in the vertex form. Of a parabola in vertex form. So vertex means the maximum or the minimum points on the parabola. So what can be this thing? So coordinates of the vertex, so x plus 2 equals to 0, and then can get the x coordinate as -2. This is the x coordinate of the vertex, and the y coordinate vertex should be these 5. Okay, the sign is same, and as there is a negative sign there, so due to the negative sign, x squared term is negative. Okay, so the parabola would look like, okay, if I can add a square paper, I can show it very easy. So okay, now okay, so what are the vertex? The vertex is -2, 5. So -2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This is the -2, 5, and the parabola will look like this as the uh, sine of the x squared term is negative, so it will be inverted parabola. So it will look like this. Okay, be something like this. So what does it mean by the range of the parabola? Range of the function. Range of the function means the output, the y values of the function. Okay, so just look at it. Vertex is the highest point of the graph. Okay, just look at it. If you move there, if you move right to the vertex, the y values are falling down below 5. Okay, in that segment y values are and if we move on the left side of the vertex also, here also the y values are also less than 5. So that means the output value is actually less than 5. Okay, so the range is x is less than 5. So not x, actually y, that y is less than 5. Okay, okay, so you can write that range f equals to y such that we can write in the form that uh, okay, so now they're asking the second one. The next question is that the function g is defined as the same thing, the g of x on the previous, for x is greater than k, while k is a constant, state the least possible values of k such that the g has an inverse. Okay, starting from that graph. Okay, this is the graph. Okay, so in that graph, what does it mean by having an inverse? To be inverse, we need to fulfill a specific condition. Okay, to be inverse function, to have inverse function, we need to uh, fulfill that condition. The function should be 1 to 1. Function must be 1 1. What does it mean by 1 1 function? Okay, let's look at it. 1 1 means specific input will give specific or unique output. Okay, okay, now if we look at the graph here, input means x and output means y. Okay, so what does it mean for a for each and every x, we must have a unique value of y. Okay, so now for the whole graph, if you look at it again, okay, so the negative 2 and 5, 1 2 3 4 5. So if we draw the graph like this, just look at it. If the value of x is here for different values of x, but we get similar value if we consider the whole graph. Okay, just look at it. You'll get different many points in which the x values are different, but you are getting similar y values. Okay, so I'm just showing 2 points here. This point, that point, both of them have different x, but same y. So it's not an one-one function, so it must not have an inverse. Okay, so to have an inverse, we just have to consider one of the two segments cutting down from the vertex. Just look at it. Okay, if we just put a line there. Okay, now on the right side. Okay, on the right side of the vertex, on that part, each of the x has an unique y or output. Okay, and also for that segment, same thing will happen. So that means we have to take any of the two sides, either the right side from the vertex is negative 2 comma 5, or either the right side of the vertex or the left side of the vertex. So as they have mentioned that for x is greater than some k values, okay, greater than, so we have to look for the right side of the vertex, because on the right side the values of x is greater than negative 2. Okay, so for x is to k, we have to for the right side of vertex. So that means x is greater than to negative 2. So this is the, or if they ask the same question, this is not in the question, if they ask that they find the value x is less than equals to k for which the graph will have an inverse, so then we will consider x is less than equals to negative 2. Okay, but they're asking for the greater, x is greater than k, so we have to look for the right side. Yeah, I think everybody is clear about that. So the answer should be the value of k is equals to 2 and x is equals to negative 2. Sorry, it should be negative 2, not 2. Okay, so using your value of k, find g inverse of x, stating its domain and range. Okay, now we have to look for the right portion of the parabola, as they have mentioned that using the value of k. Okay, so now given that uh, we have to find the g inverse of x. So given that g of x is to from the form is 5 minus, so it can be written as y 5 minus x plus 2 squared. So, and as we know that inverse means we have to write down x in terms of y. Writing down x in terms of y, opposite to the function, because in function we write down y in terms of x. Okay, so the x plus 2 squared is equals to 5 minus y, so x plus 2 is equals to square root of 5 minus y, x plus 2, x is equals to square root of minus y minus 2. This is the, so, and as we know, if I write down y is equals to f of x, then x is equals to f inverse of y, so then it can be written as f inverse of y square root of 5 minus y minus 2. So finally this is f inverse of y, but we need f inverse of x. Oh sorry, this should be g inverse of x. Is given that g, not f. So g inverse of x should be, now just put the value of, put x on the in the place of y. This is the inverse function. Okay, stating its domain. Okay, okay, just now look at it. Its range is actually the domain of the main function. Domain of the main function is that x is greater than or equals to -2. Okay, so range of the g of inverse x is equals to domain of g of x, which is actually x such that equals to -2, and domain of g inverse of x equals to range of g of x, which is actually x such that x is less than 5. So okay, I think we can understand the whole thing now. This is the process we have to approach. Okay, I'm just writing down, showing you all the things in detail form so that you can understand. Okay, now why this is okay. So okay, again we will do another video for the next maths inshallah. Okay, assalamu alaikum.